All right, well, welcome back. Let's put a little bit more time into the self-managed network. I've got everything working
All
pretty
right,
well.
actually, just in time.
So my pictures are pictures and videos on my phone are syncing back to my home server, so we can actually go into my home server. So if I hit bash and go to it's at dot two. Actually, Uh, it's on a virtual machine. So it's if we go to the data five, so we got to go to data 5.5. All right. So this is my Android stuff virtual machine that will contain all the stuff on my phone. So we can actually go into this Android backup folder. Uh, okay, and then so we can see all the folders that I chose. If we go to DCIM, go to camera. There we go. We get all the files that are on there. I'm not sure how to open them on here, but we should be able to open them in the I think we'll be able to open them in the Open Office um, and see them there. But anyway, that's where I left off last time. Uh, wait a second. Oh, okay, all right. I was let's see here. So I was working on um setting up Open Office, I think it's called. Uh, Yeah, so I was replacing this. I think I was on step five. Yeah, I got syncing to work. Yeah, so I was on step three here, installing Open Office or Only Office, it's called Only Office Workspace and WSG DAV to replace Google Docs. But the problem is this didn't work. So we're gonna have to start here. So one thing that wasn't clear at all is where does this go? Like, where do we install this? Does it go on? So we're going to use the same virtual machine for this that we used for sync thing. Okay. So which one did we use for sync thing? All right. So we used 5.5. Yeah, and so you can see I kind of have it up and running, but it's not exactly up and running. So it's up and running, but the features aren't working. So okay, so that part is clear. You used dot five. Um, so yeah, I got the actual interface up. So there were some steps that were a bit hard to follow because there were like screenshots of what you don't want to happen. We can see in the console API 2.0 capabilities.json is a 500. I'm pretty sure I saw capabilities.json as a 200. I know I saw some 503s in here, but I mean it's up. Like we're in it. We can go to yeah. So it's up and it seems to be working. Okay, so we've got it. We've got it up. So control panel. Oh, right. So the problem was we weren't able to log into a portal. Yeah, and then the other thing is this wasn't clear where to put. Oh, this was the other problem too. It wasn't clear how to make this service file. So I created the service file um, using ChatGPT, um, and I'm not sure if I created the right service file. The service doesn't start, so that's the problem fundamentally. So let's look at that. Oh, the other problem was for some reason my keyboard and mouse are very glitchy. Yeah, and that's still going to be the case while working through all of this. So it's a test of patience. I could maybe plug in a wired keyboard and mouse, but whatever. All right. So yeah, so it skipped me over. Keyboard and mouse isn't going to work. That's just something I'll have to deal with. There we go. Yeah, the keyboard and mouse doesn't work. So now the mouse is frozen. Okay, now it's not. Yeah, so here's where you'll be setting up local access to the files on the server. So let's get there. So that's under, uh, so third-party services. Uh, Shoot, where was this again? I remember. Oh, there's two settings. There's settings here, and then there's a control panel, which is different. Uh, oh, but you don't want the control panel. The control panel's worse. And now my mouse is frozen. Okay, there we go. Now it's good. Mouse is frozen again. Mouse is frozen. All right. So that's control panel. I think we want the settings here instead. And then, what do we want out of there? Uh, Oops. See, it's frustrating because my mouse doesn't work, so I can't click accurately or move the mouse accurately, so it makes it very hard to go through this. It was never this bad. I don't know, just all of a sudden it got really bad. All right, so local file access. Once you're in, you'll set up everything. So enter a password and agree to the terms of the license, and you're good to go. So just entering administration settings and setting up HTTPS, which I did. Okay. So yeah, I read through all this already. Uh, so yeah, this is him trying to figure this out. It took him a lot to figure it out. So there's good information on this. It's hard to figure out. Mouse stopped working again. All right, mouse works now, so we can go. So got to set up WebDA web server. Did that. So the directory should still be on there. Let's check that. Yep, so the directory is still there. The YAML file is still there. All right, we should have the cert file there as well. Let's see if I can use my keyboard, even though I can't use my mouse. So we'll do an ls etc ssl certs, and there we go. We see the file right there, and it's spelled correctly. Okay, so the next step would be editing the configuration file, and I don't have ability to access the mouse, so I'll do an Alt Tab and get there. And now I can use my keyboard as much as I want, so don't need the mouse. Okay, so yeah, I plugged that in there. Now this is where I'm lost because he's saying add the following content to the service file, but there's no service file. Like, which service file are you talking about? So yeah, I don't know which service file. This creates a systemd service for automatically starting it. So yeah, I did that. Then I did that using ChatGPT and trying to figure out which file that was. So I made a WSGI dav.service file in a specific area of my file path yeah, in my files according to ChatGPT. Then I set correct permissions for the config file, and now this was the proof that was in the pudding, and I gotta hold on a second. I have to do an Alt Tab because I can't use my. Oh, now my keyboard's acting up too, I think. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. So now if I go to sudo systemctl enable wsgidav.service. All right, and then start. All right, and then we do a status. Yeah, so it's failing to start. So let's start there with ChatGPT, and so we'll just take a screenshot. Mouse isn't working, so yeah, the mouse isn't working, so I don't have to use the mouse. We'll take a print screen. Uh, oh, and then I don't know. Oh, I guess now I can use the mouse for some reason. Uh, okay. Yeah, I can't use the mouse, so let's just use the keyboard without the mouse. Okay, so we're gonna use ChatGPT. So I think what is it? Control T for a new tab? Yeah. And then we're gonna go to ChatGPT. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the Ask Anything box. There we go. Paste. There's a screenshot. Perfect. So we'll just start with that screenshot. Okay, so you can tab over and select things. You can do Alt Tab to, so I'm gonna hit skip the contents. Uh, okay. Well, can I use my mouse? No, my mouse is completely dead still. Um, oh, okay, everything's good now. So, all right, let's go with. I like the second one better. Yeah, let's go with the second one. All right, mouse is working. Thank goodness. Very annoying when the mouse doesn't work. All right. Okay, so the image shows that it's failing to start with just a general error. So let's try to get a more specific sense of why it failed to start. Oh, keyboard isn't working now. So I will use the mouse and not the keyboard this time instead of the keyboard and not the mouse. But the problem is I can't send a carriage return using just the mouse. Uh, all right, so let's just start by entering this in because I can't use the keyboard to elaborate on it. All right, my mouse was frozen again. Oh, there we go. Now it's free. Okay, so I feel like there's an error in my one of my files. Yeah, so let's open the YAML and then we'll go to line 11 and then I think I made an error on line 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, so here it is. I forgot to this is missing a oh, well, it doesn't need a, yeah, so it has an extra comma here. Doesn't need it. So get rid of that. And now we'll do the, we already did the enable, so we can just do the start. Well, let's do the enable again, just because I don't know if you have to or not. Okay, then we'll do the start, and then we'll do the status. Um, Yeah, so okay, so I did that. Now we're gonna check the work, because it's still not starting. Okay, I don't see any error messages showed up. So now we're gonna restart and get the status. Still a problem. Oh, I think I've got another error in there. I don't know. When I made that file, I guess I was not following the instructions very well. Oh, that could be it too. Is the well, I mean, there's an invalid path, so there's an invalid path. Okay, so my YAML, I gotta add the check the YAML file again. Here it is, and now I've got to verify my paths. So it's gonna be home, gposh, web, dav root. Oh, right, because remember this, I changed it from the Lewis Rossman one to this. So let's go to yeah. So if I do a ls here once my keyboard starts working again, there we go. Yep, I don't have this folder, so let's make it. All right, and that should do it. All right, so once my keyboard starts working, there we go, it's working. So restart, and then we'll do a status. Aha! So that looks a lot better. Perfect. Easy. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, last time I came to an error. I couldn't log into one of the services, and I couldn't into WSGIDAV, and it's no wonder because it wouldn't run because I had made multiple mistakes. I had accidentally put an extra backtick in the YAML file, probably because my keyboard wasn't working, and I accidentally hit a wrong character or something, or wrong character got put in by mistake. And then the other issue was I had never created the necessary folder for this stuff. I gave it a path that didn't exist. Okay, there we go. So now it's time to go back to the OnlyOffice window we were at before to enter the server information. Uh, See how mine is slash webdev, um, which is, I think, what's mine going to be? Oh, webdev root is what. Okay. That's because, and then, okay. Well, this is interesting that it's dash webdev because I don't have dash, I don't have slash webdev. Yeah, I don't have it. Okay, well, is that gonna work? Let's try it. Man, I'm so confused. So administrator profile. Where was the Oh, it's under documents. Yeah, you click the giant thing that says documents. Perfect, and then you hit connect. Okay, got it, got it. That's how I remember it. Yes, perfect. Okay. So you literally click on the biggest thing on the screen. Okay. Now this should work this time. Last time this I couldn't log in because the service wasn't up. Okay, keyboard doesn't work anymore. Can't copy paste that, otherwise we could just do it with the mouse. So we just have to wait until the keyboard starts working again, and then we can hit save and move on. So I'll just hit a backspace key every few seconds until the keyboard start working again, and then we'll be able to move on. All right, well, let's see if the keyboard works in another application. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, okay, keyboard just plain doesn't work. It just stopped working. Oh, there we go. Now it's working, or kind of. This would be a good one for ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT. Hey, so I'm using a Bluetooth keyboard and a mouse. Sometimes they just stop working. They still kind of work, but they like have a huge delay lag. Do you know what could be happening?
Hey, that sounds like a Bluetooth connectivity issue. A few things could cause this: interference from other wireless devices, low battery levels in your keyboard or mouse, or even outdated drivers. Have you tried checking the battery levels or updating the drivers?
Well, the thing is, like, could that be caused by like a process issue? Like if I do Control Alt Delete, could I see why it's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's a process hogging your system resources, like high CPU or memory usage, it could cause lag. When you open Task Manager with Control-Alt-Delete, check if any processes are using a lot of resources. If you see something unusual, it could be the culprit.
Yeah, I feel like that's the culprit. So I open it up. I go to where do I go once it's open? I just look at so I see my memory is 86% utilized.
All right, that's pretty high. You can sort the processes by memory usage to see which ones are using the most. Just click on the memory column header. If there's anything using a ton of memory, you might want to close or restart it. That could free up resources and help with the lag.
Well, it's my browser. I can't close that because I'm working through a guide, following the guide. It's on a website that is like not optimized. So like I think that's probably what's causing it. Is like when I use this website, it causes that.
Got it. If the browser is causing the issue and you can't close it, there are a few things you can try. You could reduce the number of open tabs or disable any unnecessary extensions. You can also check for updates or try a different browser to see if that helps.
Yeah, it like spikes the memory or something. Um, when I use this site, it like messes up my memory. Anyway, well, we the good news is we got it. It's working now. So Yeah, so we got this yeah, we made this file correctly. We just had a I wonder if the typo was on. Ah, look. So it wasn't the typo wasn't my fault. The typo's in the guide here. So that's why it went wrong because it had this typo in the guide. Yeah, and then the guide never said to make this. So yeah, the guide's kind of getting a little bit lower quality. Kind of don't blame him. It's meant to be a 13-hour guide, so he's more than 6 hours way through writing it. He seems like the guy who just sat down and wrote it all at once too, not like in increments over time. All right, so configuration sets up SSL, defines shared libraries. Okay, enable and start. Got it. Okay, yeah, we got this part to work. So next is 3.2, understanding file locations. These lines in the WSGI DAV configuration file are responsible for setting the directory that only Office will see on our system. Obviously, if your name is not Lewis, yours will be different. Edit it accordingly. So provider mapping, yep, there we go. Remember, WSGIDAV will only let me have one directory that I can get into when I start up. The way I got around this was as follows, so that my documents directory and my Android backup directories would both be visible by only Office. So we're gonna have to enter these two commands. So now my documents folder in my home directory as well as my Android stuff sync thing backup directory with all of my phone's files will be viewable by only Office. Oh, that will be wonderful. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna type this out, assuming my keyboard will work. It's not working. So I don't know why. It looks like the memory is, I mean, 82 is a lot, but that shouldn't be so much that I can't use my keyboard. If it was like 99 or 100, then I would understand. Yeah, so like my keyboard doesn't work now and it's not it's still at 82. Wait, I'm confused. Where uh oh, wait, I'm very confused. Android stuff sync thing backup directory with all my phone's files. Okay, well mine's not called Android stuff. Mine's called Android backup. I think the guy's just getting a little lazy right now, which is fine. Yeah, I think the guy's just getting a little worn out. It's not clear. So yeah, I think we just need to make mkdir documents and then do the symlink and not Lewis, my name of course. All right, and now the Android stuff folder. Let's just use the Android backup folder. So this just needs to be changed to Android backup. Perfect. Okay, I think that's good. So next, configure firewall uh, FW. So UFW uncomplicated firewall uses a user-friendly interface for managing IP tables. There is no need for anything besides only Office to ever contact our web dev server. So we're going to make sure only the local host can contact our web dev server. If you think this is ridiculous, it is. Only Office needs to let me access files on my local server that are already there. So we're going to allow all outgoing traffic. Okay, so we need the keyboard to work. There we go, looks good. And then we're going to allow incoming traffic on port 8080 from specific services, specific sources. This allows HTTPS traffic to WSGI DAV only from specific IP ranges. Okay, so we gotta wait for the keyboard to work, which is so weird. I mean, the memory's now lower, but the keyboard's still not working. Okay, and then we need to enable the firewall. Okay, and uh, we do need the keyboard to work before we can do that. So this activates the firewall with configured rules. And we can't do anything until the keyboard works. Keyboard does not work. How can I send, let's ask the AI this. Okay, nothing's working. Now DNS is down. Computer's just not working anymore. Yeah, it's completely not working anymore. Oh, there we go. How can I send a carriage return using only my mouse in Windows 11?
Sure, if you want to insert a carriage return using only your mouse, you can do it with an on-screen keyboard. Just open the on-screen keyboard from the ease of access settings or search for it in the start menu. Then you can click the enter key on the on-screen keyboard to add a carriage return.
Is that under accessibility?
Yep, in Windows 11, you can find the on-screen keyboard under accessibility settings. Just go to settings, then accessibility, and select keyboard. There, you'll see the toggle for the on-screen keyboard.
Okay, so now if the keyboard stops working, we'll just use this on-screen keyboard. And I might even pin that. Yeah, I'm gonna pin that because then we can keep working. Whether if the mouse stops working, then fine, we don't need to use mouse. We just use the keyboard. Especially if we have ChatGPT open, we can ask it how to use hotkeys and stuff. But if the keyboard stops working, then we can just use the mouse and use the on-screen keyboard. So looks good. So now the next step is to enable the firewall, and we can just use the on-screen keyboard. There we go. Yes. Enter. There we go. Easy. All right, so firewall is active and enabled on your system startup. So step 4 is to make sure that this works. So open only Office and try to open files. Okay, so here's only Office. Let's go to the main page. Let's go to Mail. Uh, Oh, this is for step 5 to set up email in a open. So let's forget about that for now. Let's go back to okay. Let's go to documents and let's try to access some files. So these are automatic files, my documents. All right. Well, I think it's not working. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So now I have a documents folder, which I kind of don't need. So back to parent folder. And now I've got, okay, so now I have the option. If I don't want it to go on my phone, I can just make it in the documents folder. But here's everything on my phone. So we can go to DCIM camera. I think everything's safe to show on my camera, on my phone. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to just open a random photo on my phone. Oh, okay, yeah, this is a nature walk I did. So the guide has a plant that can make you smarter on his shirt. It makes you pee a lot, but it also it makes like all the fluids in your body much more mobile, which can really help with like lymphatic flow. It's called. So it can make you smarter because it can like clean up your brain. So lymphatic system absorbs excess lymph fluid from the body and returns it to the bloodstream. Healthy body, the lymphatic towards the thoracic duct. So like it can make that better. Uh, yeah. So here's some more. Okay, cool. Yeah, I went to a ecology event retreat. Yeah, here's the schedule. So I'm not a pictures guy when it comes to my phone. So like I'll go on a whole trip, like a week trip, and I'll have to ask the person I was with for their pictures because I like never. I'm just not a pictures guy, especially on my phone. Like here's a picture I took to. I'm trying to grow my hair back, so this is kind of uh, a before and after photo. It's like a during photo. So I was just trying to see like if I mean this is a good baseline photo. This is kind of neither before like a year after. Let's see here. So this is um, 25. So that's about a month ago. So yeah, this is like a progress baseline photo. All right, that's all I'm going to show because I don't know what is on here. But look, it worked. Isn't that cool? Now I can access my phone here. And granted, I was using this so like I can access my photos here, but I can do it through open source now. So I was using it through PhoneLink, but now I can use it here as well. All right. So I need to pause it. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So the good thing about this setup is even though this Microsoft Full Link is like really really good, um, the all the files go on my like they don't go off. I don't have much space on this. Like they hog up space, so it's nice that they're off in the corner on my server and not hogging up space on my oh sweet. Oh, where's the thumbnails? We don't have thumbnails. I thought we would have thumbnails. I thought we'd have thumbnails. Maybe it's because I don't have a GPU in there. Oh, this is from a hiking trip. Hiking up a big rock. A really big rock. A really, really big rock. Alright. Well, I mean, it works in that regard. I wish there were thumbnails, though. I mean, there's thumbnails in this. Oh, but there's no videos. I can't do videos here. Yeah, I can't do videos. And even if I could, it would hog up space on my drive. So yeah, I'm happy with this outcome. I wish I could see thumbnails, but okay. All right, cool. That's a good outcome. All right, so let's go back to oh yeah. So now make sure this works. Try to open files. Yep, we were able to open a bunch of files. So now optional step is we can set up email. Okay, so step five, optional, set up email and only Office. So viewing email right in the web browser. If you set up only Office as an email client for your MailCalc server, you can view your email within only Office. This means you can open documents directly within only Office within the browser tab where you have your email loaded. Very nice. Yeah, that would be really nice. So let's do that. Click email. Click add new account. Okay. Click advanced. Okay. Click the email. So what do I type in for that? Oh. Uh. Oh. So this would be to the SMTP server. I mean, I don't have email sent up that way. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't work because we need a SMTP server. I don't have one. These are only for if you set up the SMTP server. Awesome. This would be really good. but I need an SMTP server. Can I get a free one? You can try it for free. All right, so plan is for testing and sending low volumes, 200 emails per day. I mean, I don't need to send more than 200. 1,000 per month? That's seems fine to me. I don't get that many emails. All right. Well, anyway, as I said, this is for if you set up SMTP, which I have not. All right. So yeah, so this is the next section. So that's it for this video. We did make some progress here. If I go to documents, um, and I go to I click this. Oh wait, if I go to documents and then shared with me. Oh wait, no. Wait, what was it? Documents common? Yeah, documents common local storage. Now I've got everything on my phone. Cool. So that's a good thing. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.